guys, so on one side of my face, one eye, I will use the they say Japan on them. On one side of my face, I will use the Sonia G brushes, and on the other side of my face, I will use I guess I'll use these brushes, between these three brushes, to find out if they are about the same. I kind of tried to get the closest. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll probably have to put my hand up here. The closest shape to what they look like. So that way it's pretty much even with the shape of the brush. So I'm going to use these two on this side and these two Sonia G's on this side, and these two regular brushes that I have. One's a Luxie and the other one's a Morphe. So let's just go ahead and see if they measure up to the blending ability and the application ability that Sonia G does. So let's get started. Alright guys, I will be using the It's My Ray Ray palette by BH Cosmetics. And well, this is a face palette. It's not just a not just an eyeshadow palette. So this is the palette that I'll be using. Let's go ahead and zoom it on in. Alright, so I am going to go in first with my Sonia G, and I will start with the, let me look again what they're calling this brush. I don't think I even know what it is. One of them is the Worker 2 and the other one is the Detail Pro. So I'm not sure which is which. Does it say it? Okay, so this is the Detail Pro. This is what the shape of the brush looks like. I must say that the design of these brushes are very, very elegant looking and very high end. Here's the other one. Set upside down. And this is the brush of this one. Okay, so I am going to go in, I don't know which one of these to use, but I guess I'll start with the Sonia G Detail Pro brush, and let's go ahead and put on the transition shade first. Hope you guys can see everything. The reason why I chose this palette, because out of the palettes that I have, I think this one basically has different tones of, or different shades of base shades or transitional shades I could use. And it has shimmers and doesn't have any glitter. I really don't like glitter all that much. It's not called for today anyway, but I like the variety that it has. So that's why I chose this palette. Let me let it focus. Alright, so let's start with the transitional shade. The name of this shade is called Sunset, and I'm just going to use the mirror that comes with this palette. Sorry, it had the... And I'm just going to see if I notice a difference here. This is not going to be a super different look here, but it's going to be your basic eyeshadow look. But I am going to make sure that I'm blending so I can see the difference and feel the difference. All right, and the other one, the other side, I'm going to do the same. But I am going to use the Morphe brush. That's the, I would say, the most equivalent to that brush that I just used. And I am going to put Sunset on this side. I am sorry, guys, it is not focusing well. Okay, right off, I do feel the difference. Just right off, how densely packed the Sonia G brush was, or is, compared to this Morphe brush. The blending is going on differently. This looks like it blended out a little bit faster. This one, it put more product on the eye. So I need to work a little bit harder to blend it. Yeah, I can see the difference there. This eye looks different in that it looked like it picked up a little bit more on the brush. And this one blended it out a lot better. So I do see the difference there. Let me try to match it. But maybe I don't want to try to match it so we can tell the difference. See, this is blended out a lot better. Blended into the eye. And this one, the way the product fell onto the eye, it looks like it put more product on there. Okay, so that's one difference I'm seeing. All right, so now let's use the other brush, which is the, we're going to call this is called the Worker 2. And I am going to put a shimmer shade on. Okay, right off the these brushes feel softer. They absolutely feel softer. And the back and forth motion is a lot smoother when you're blending or applying. It's a lot smoother than the other brushes that I have. And let's go in with this one here. I think this is the one I said I was going to use instead. And let's apply the same color over here. Uh-oh. Yeah, it just looks like these ones that I'm using. Now this is a Luxie brush, which is a little bit higher end than Morphe. I'm gonna go ahead and say, in my opinion. But definitely the Sonia G brush is smoother with its application. It definitely is. And it applies it a lot better. Now the brush that I'm using, the brushes that I'm using on this side, the Luxie and the Morphe, the bristles kick out a little bit more of the product. And the Sonia G keeps it on the eyelid. And that's what I'm noticing, that there's some kick out here, and there is not that much, if any, kick out here. So let me take the same brushes that I used before, and I'm going to use it for the crease. So I'm going to put a darker color in the crease. wrong brush or wrong side. So this is the Morphe brush. Let's just go ahead and put a darker color in the crease. Okay. Now let's pick up the Sonia G equivalent, that's what I'm calling it, and try to go into the crease on this side. It's just a lot smoother. This just, it picks up the right amount of product. That is what I'm noticing. Whereas this brush, it seems to lay it down and just differently. It's laying it down differently. I have to work harder to make it look smoother. I have to work harder to blend it. Oh, and I'm putting it over on that side. Why in the world? I'm getting confused. But this side is definitely blending a lot better. Do you see how here it blended so much better here, and here it put on a lot more product? And I swear I did not pick up any more product with the Morphe brush for this side. And as far as the blending, I would have to work a little bit harder to blend this out. I'm just seeing how it put more product on this side. So just right off the bat, guys, that's what I notice. This eye looks a lot bolder than this eye because this brush, these brushes blend the color out more. It spreads the color out more and easier than this the other two brushes I use, the Morphe and the Luxie together. So yeah, I can see the difference, guys. I don't know if you can, but I can. And I do have to clean up both sides, but I just wanted you guys to see the difference in using a Sonia G level of a brush and the Luxie and Morphe levels of brushes, what the difference is. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up a little bit here and here and come back to you with my final thoughts on the comparison. So guys, all in all, I do see that, I got it mixed up again. All in all, I do see the difference between the Sonia G brushes and the Luxie and Morphe combination that I used. The Sonia G brushes, they not only feel different, very smooth, they apply different. The Luxie and Morphe side, the brushes, they actually applied the eyeshadow a little bit more harsh than it was. The application wasn't as smooth, and the bristles, because of the way that they're made, they did, when you go back and forth, it does kick out the eyeshadow a little bit more, and it takes more to get the blending effect. It looks like there was more applied on the Morphe and the Luxie side, and then just the way that the bristles are made, when you dip it in the eyeshadow, it doesn't pick up the eyeshadow in the same way that these two, the Luxie and the Morphe, did. Now, don't get me wrong, these are good brushes. However, these are a higher end of brush. The hairs are, I believe they're a different material. So I'm almost 100% the material of the brush is what is making the difference. As far as the handcrafted look of the brush, that is beautiful. That's an extra, but at the same time, even though the design of the brush is extra, meaning that it's a luxury type deal going on, the way that it feels in your hand and the way that it lays in your fingers, the application movement is smoother just because of the thickness of the smoothness of the design. This is my opinion only, and this is coming, if you notice, they are designed differently based on the work that you are doing with each brush and the type of brush that it is. The design is different because we hold our brushes in different ways depending upon what type of brush it is. Is it for blending? Is it for, I don't know how you can say, we blend with all of them in the end, but you know what I'm saying. Is it a crease brush or what have you? So I think she takes careful, Sonia G takes careful thought, puts careful thought into her design of the handle as well. But that is my opinion, guys, and I'm sticking to it. These are my first brushes that are some of the most expensive brushes on the market. I did want to go ahead and invest in a brush like this, so not only so that I could tell the difference, but also to improve my eyeshadow application if they did that. And it did. Now, this eye does not look bad. It really doesn't. It just would take more work to blend the same way that I blended this side. So after this video, you're going to see, directly after the video, you're going to see some pictures of the two sides. And I don't know if I can put which is which, but just looking at me, it's going to be the same. This side is Sonia G applied, and this side is the Luxie and Morphe applied. So, guys, that is it. That will do it. If you found this video helpful, please like this video. If you want to go ahead and look at the rest of my videos and find out if it's a channel for you, go ahead and do that. But I do appreciate you tuning in. I was real excited when I ordered this, ordered these brushes. I did get the brushes off of Beautylish. I did get the brushes off of Beautylish, and it is the first time I've ever ordered off of Beautylish. And just for your reference, the Sonia G Worker 2 brush, this brush right here, oh my goodness, it is not saying how much it is. I will put it in the area here. You should see it. And then this one is the Detail Pro. I thought that I would see that on my invoice. I thought this was an invoice of some sort. It is not. So guys, I will put those prices down below. And that is it. And for you guys that are not familiar with Beautylish, I will link their website in the description, and we will see you in the next one. Again, stay tuned for the pictures of the close-up pictures of the eyeshadow.